empty car park, beautiful sunrise which we can't really see yet, and a magical morning. That can only mean one thing: we are kayak fishing. And today I'm going to be fueling a very recent addiction which I've got, and that is drone fishing. We're going to be drone fishing again. Magic. It is just magical out here, and there wasn't another boat in the entire ramp. I was amazed, like how could no one be going out on such a good morning? There's going to be very, very minimal winds, sunny and 20, and yet there was no one out. But we could have it all to ourselves this morning, and we're doing a very, very exciting form of fishing. We're going to be doing some drone fishing yet again. Last time I did a bit of drone fishing, I had more fun than I've probably had in a long time chasing fish. We found some massive flathead on the drone, got one to eat, saw a whole heap of other fish, and hopefully this morning we're going to have a little bit more of that luck. Perfect conditions for it as well. There's no wind, so we should be able to see a whole heap of life out there on the sand flats. That's if it goes to plan. Things always don't go to plan. We shall see, but at the moment I can't really see. It's very bright. Sunnies. Now, do we get right into drone fishing, or do we wait for it to completely glass off and be perfect? It is a little bit wavy and choppy at the moment, so it's not exactly ideal. I think we'll just cast a few lures around. I've had a lot of people tell me that drone fishing is cheating, so to start off with, we won't cheat. We'll try and get one without the drone and just have a few casts. I'm not gonna lie, I think drone fishing is actually slightly harder than just casting around. You have to multitask with the drone, and also you spook a lot of fish. I think the drone definitely scares them. This one's full of hard bodies. We might start off with this one. This very realistic lure with a little flasher inside. Caught a fair few flatties on this, so I think we'll start off with a big hard body, and we might try out a swim bait or a surface lure once we get one on the board. Lure is on, and this little combo has been treating me really, really nicely recently. It's caught me a lot of big flatties, and hopefully today it does the same for us. Ooh, I don't know if you can see that. Right there's a little wake and waves. They could be mullet flicking around in the shallows, and if there's mullet here, that's a really, really good sign. Obviously these big flatties are predators, and the mullet is food for them. They eat massive baits, so a big mullet will get engulfed by big flatties. You can see the sand spit which comes right up, so we'll put a few casts all the way into the shallows and just twitch, pause it out. Twitch, pause is just the most effective way to get flatted, especially when using hard bodies. We saw last time how they just stalked it and followed it and really loved the twitch, pause. I'm actually slightly handicapped today. My Mirage drive, which is the pedals which I use on my kayak, are completely buggered. One of the fins doesn't work at all, so we've only got one fin to work with today, moving at turtle's pace, and I think the part is like $700 or something ridiculous, so a little bit of a stinger for the kayak. That doesn't matter, we're going to power through it. It shouldn't really matter when we're targeting flathead. Big cast. I've caught some really nice fish right along this, in this exact spot pretty much before, so it'll be interesting to see if they're here this morning. There we go. Good fish. Right in the same spot as last time. Oh, it's a good fish. Swimming right at me. Doesn't know it's on yet. Oh, good fish. There she is. There's the great first flatty of the morning. Only just on. Oh, there she goes. Doesn't even know she's hooked yet, I don't think. Well, she does now, but swimming at me when we first hooked her. Really nice first fish of the morning, yes. Oh, look at how they shake their head. They shake their head like nothing else. Well, that didn't take too long, and we've already got our first nice flathead of the morning. It's a really nice one. As you can see there, she's not pinned extremely well, so I think we'll get her up to the bank. Whew, the water's a little bit chilly. Not compared to back home though. Going to be very, very quick. Obviously the health of the fish is the most important thing, so we'll quickly wet this brag mat, get her on there and get her going. She's actually a little bit smaller than what I thought. 62, just a really, really fat one. It's Beautiful fish. There's a quick little look at her. She's a really, really nice fish. 62 centimeters, so a beautiful way to start off the morning. Not going to complain with her whatsoever. We'll get her going, get her off and swimming. See you later. Go on. There she goes. Wow. She didn't mess around. Only took about 15-20 minutes of fishing and we've ticked off our first flathead of the morning. A nice 62 centimeter model on this little hard body. So get a few more casts back out in that area. Got a fair bit more of this bank to cover, so hopefully there's some more along it. And I think it's almost time to get the first look up with the drone. It's starting to really glass off along here. Bang, that's pretty much the same spot where we just hooked up. So we'll see if there's another one around. Again, as we saw last time, there can be multiple fish in the one spot. So there could be a bigger one, there could be a few smaller ones, or could have been a solo. I think the tide's actually just turned and started to come back in. So all of these sandbanks, which are around me at the moment, they'll soon go under and the tide will be high. That's when I really like targeting flatties. Time to go for a little bit of a pedal. So this flat has gone really, really quiet, fished it really thoroughly and didn't get another bite from a flathead. So now I'm going to go for probably a 15-20 minute hike up to the next spot and see if we can find a little bit more life over there. There is a boat there, so that's not a good sign. Okay, spot number 2, we've tucked in behind this little island here and we'll have a few casts right up into the shallows. It's been a little bit of a struggle so far today. We've only ticked off the one 60 centimeter flatty and no other small ones yet, so a little bit of a grind. We're coming up to a really good time in the tide and hopefully this wind backs off so we can get the drone up and have a proper look around. The wind hasn't really let off for us yet, so it's been hard to have a bit of a proper look, but hopefully we get the chance soon. Oh, right there. Little one grabbed it. Don't think it's very big. What is that? Is that a brim? No way a brim hit this lure. That has to be the most ambitious brim I have ever seen. He smacked that lure. He actually hit it. You are another little brim. I'm not gonna lie, the conditions aren't as good as the last time I did this, so I'm not as confident, but it's worth a crack. It's very, very much worth a crack. Drone. Up you go. Hello again. It is me on the drone, and let's take a look again where we've been fishing. We just covered this whole bank. You can see on the left, no luck. There's a few boats out. You can see one over on the right there. There's another one tucked around on the left of that island. Let's take a look at the bank where we're going to be fishing. So this is a big overview of it. Actually looks pretty good. It's really shallow at the moment. The tide's still flowing in, but it looks like there's going to be just enough water to have a crack, which is what we want. So we'll go down a bit lower and we'll have a look. Scouring the sand flats. So far I haven't seen a single mullet, which can't be a good sign. I'd rather see mullet than nothing. You have to be super duper dialed in because they're so hard to spot. There's one. We found one all the way down there. Right along the shallows actually. Trying to pedal over as fast as I can. We've got 43% battery left on the drone and I've found a flatty sitting right along the shore, right along some snags. I went out deep, went all the way in shallow and finally found one sitting right next to a log, eh? She moved. She's gone. Bummer. That sucks. Didn't get that fish, but we definitely found one. Wow, a lot less activity on the drone that time around. We saw that one big flathead. I swear I got my lure right in front of its face a couple times, but it didn't eat. And we saw a bunch of mullet and some brim, but a lot quieter than the first time we got the drone up. So gonna have a little bit of a break with the drone. Gonna wait for the tide to rise a little bit more, and in the meantime I'm just gonna cast this hard body around. They should be pushing right up into these shallow reaches. Let's head off. Let's go for another move back down to where we started and just cross every finger that there's a flathead sitting on one of those flats. We have a nice, real nice drop off up ahead here, so I'm just going to cast the hard body along it and make my way down to the next spot I want to fish. You're kidding. First cast. He's swimming towards me. Real nice little drop off, and we've got a fish. There he is. He probably wasn't big enough to get picked up on the drone, but that is this. Oh, another one following him. Is that a whiting following him? Well, that's a good sign. There he is there. He's not bad himself. He's probably a, I don't know, 40 centimetre model, not a giant. So we'll just flick him off there. Well, that was positive. That literally hit the water and pretty much was on. Right on that little drop off there. It's a real good spot for flathead. Could get some real big ones in this type of area. Spot has a lot of potential. I really like this drop off and the current flowing over it. A really nice ambush spot. That's a better one. No, not much bigger, but a few casts later we've found an area which is holding a few flathead. The small ones around like that, there's got to be big ones. It's just good to get onto a few fish. It's been really tough. Oh, that was almost deadly. There he goes. He's almost as big as the lure, that little fella. That's why when you see fish on the drone, they're typically big, because you're trying to spot them in amongst all the big mullet and all the other fish which are moving around. Another one. That's a little bit better, that. Yep. Shaking his head. That's definitely a bit better. How much better? I don't know. Definitely better. Damn it. Should have left the drone up. That feels very big. Cannot tell though, we're fighting a lot of current and we're also fighting the fish. He's big. He's big. Oh, he's very big. That's a good fish. That is a cracker. That was a monster of a head shake. Hopefully it was a flatty head shake and not a stingray flap. Oh, how's the head shake on that? It's funny how it goes, eh? We just got a couple of small ones in that exact same spot. Wow, it's a monster of a flatty. It is a monster, man. It's huge. Oh, you can just always assume there's going to be a big girl around when you catch small ones. Oh my goodness. How's the head shakes? That is monstrous. Oh, that's got to be high 70s, man. 80 at least. Big head shakes. Try get her in that net. I don't like using nets, but... Oh, that's big. Come here. Wow, that is huge. Really don't like using nets, but when a fish is that big, I just want to get it. Persistence, persistence, persistence always pays off. It has been a real struggle of a morning, a real struggle, but we've cracked an absolute monster. That thing has got to be 80. Take a look at the head on that. That lure's right down there. Monster flathead, dude. I'm going to try and pedal over this lip here and get off this flat because I'm spooking a fair few more flatheads, so there's more here. Oh, look at how healthy. How healthy is that flathead, dude? That is so sick. Man, it's always so much more rewarding when you have to work for these fish. Like, we've put in a solid 4 or 5 hours today, have barely had more than one fish, and then bang, we go out and crack this lizard. That thing is an absolute crock. I'm so happy with that. We're gonna go give her a measurement. Get brag mat down over here. Hopefully it's not really flat, eh? Very, very hard to measure her, but I just gave her a measure. She went 82, 83. It's very hard to get an accurate reading on the mangroves, but absolute cracking fish. That is an absolute monster. Let's let her go. Obviously, not on the drone, but when you get a fish that big, who really cares? Best part is letting her go, so we'll send her off. She doesn't know she's free yet. Go on, big girl. Oh, yes. Oh, what a fish, man. Swam off over the deep. That makes the entire day worth it. Yes! What a beast. Jumper couldn't be any more wet. That's what we want. Such a rewarding feeling when you persist and finally get one. I was in all sorts. Right. Out we go. Out we go. Back on the water. A very happy person. Man, it's just getting a little bit too windy to get the drone. I really want to get it up, but it's just so hard to see the fish with all those little ripples and waves. You really need a glass calm so you can just spot them easily. I reckon we have only a metre of leader, so don't have a very long leader anymore, but we probably won't be fishing for too much longer. This wind's going to pick up big time, but until then, getting another cast back out. There could be another big girl around. It's a really nice area. Oh, you're kidding. Another one. I don't know how big, but next cast. It's decent, eh? Straight back in the similar area. In the next cast, we got another one. I don't know exactly how big it is, but it's gonna be decent. How cool is that? Right back over there. That's just persistence, man. Again, persistence. We've struggled all day and we've found a patch where there's a few flatheads sitting. It's actually a good fish. Like, it's like another 70 probably. That is ridiculous. I didn't think he was that big when he hit it. Alright, how do I deal with this guy? Do I have to get him in the net? I probably do, eh? Probably have to get him in the net, but once again, that is a cracking fish. Get him around the other side. We'll just plop him in the net. That's a big fish too, eh? Wow, the next cast. You guys saw that. We just got a cast straight back out there and we've plucked. That's got to be a high mid-60s, high 60s fish. Maybe even 70, I don't know. It's hard to judge a fish which is smaller than an 83 or an 82. So really, really good fish yet again. Won't give her too much stress and she bit me. That hurt. Next cast and we're gonna get another one back out. If we get another big fish on this cast, I don't know what I'll do. I'll freak out. Work it back over this sandy ledge. There's a lot of bait here. There's so many mullet which are in this little cove. So obviously these big flatties are here feeding on the mullet and the whiting and just anything. Oh, surely that wasn't another one. It's just a very good time, I think, for these flatties, and nobody's out here. Everyone's gone in because it's getting a bit windy. The wind was predicted to pick up massively and it looks like it's just starting now, so tide's turned, I reckon. Damn, this whole bank looks good. Another one. You're kidding. That didn't take long. Another couple of casts later and we got another solid fish. Don't know how big, but it feels decent. A bit smaller than some of those other ones, but only a handful of casts later. There he is, a little bit smaller model. We've gone from Daddy Pig to Peppa Pig. No, Daddy Pig, Mummy Pig, and now Peppa. Where you at, George? Right there, I saw him grab that. It's another good one. It's another good one. I saw him come up and eat that, eh? It's another like 50s, probably. Maybe even a bit bigger. Maybe even a bit bigger. Yeah, he's bigger than 50, I think. We've just come across Flathead Kingdom. There he is there, probably another, yeah, 50s, mid-50s. Let's get him going. Alrighty, everyone. Well, that is going to do me. Very, very successful day, considering we were very much hobbled with the broken Mirage drive. We still did really, really well in the end. We caught probably 10 or so flathead all the way up to 82 centimeters, an absolute monster. I've been getting a fair few 80s recently and I'm so happy. It's just amazing, amazing fishing. I can't get over it. Can't get over how good it is up here. But if you enjoyed, leave a like on this one, comment some suggestions down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.